So last week I talked about my top 3 hiking pet peeves, and one of those pet peeves is when people are not being bear safe with their food. So I thought I would do a review of a product that you can use to minimize the chances that you will have a bear encounter. The OPSAK Odor-Proof Bear Bag. This is a reusable, supposedly completely odor-proof bag that you can use for your food and any other smelly thing so that bears and other critters cannot smell it. So let's dive into the features as well as a little test to see whether or not this thing truly is odor-proof. And by the way, the company that makes OPSAK is not related to URSAK, which is a maker of bear bags that you can tie to a tree and the bears just chomp away at them, but they can't actually get inside the bag and get to your food. Okay, so like I mentioned, the bag is odor-proof, or so they say. We'll do a test of that later. And it's also waterproof down to 60 meters or 200 feet. Now it gets its odor-proofing capabilities from an odor-proof seal that it uses on the bag, as well as a completely airtight seal. And it's the seal that is really the special part of this bag because it's kind of hard to make a seal that is totally odor-proof, but OPSAK claims to have done so. Now obviously if you get food on the outside of the bag, like if you smear some peanut butter or something on it, then it's not going to be odor-proof. The nice thing about this is it is reusable. Now I've had mine for about a year now, and you can see some, nicks and stuff on the outside of the bag. No holes that I'm aware of, but it also has, this top part is kind of ripped off a little bit. It doesn't affect the seal itself. It's just the part that you use to grab open the bag. But the seal itself is still okay. At least it should be. And OPSAK does not have a stated lifespan for the bags. Really, just as long as it still seems to be in good working condition, then you can keep using it. They do say that the seals are probably the thing that will go first. The actual bag itself should hold up fairly well as long as you treat it okay. But once you start to notice that the seals aren't really closing all that well anymore or not staying shut, then it's time to replace the bag. And the bag itself is BPA free, and it's made out of an FDA approved food safe material, so you can actually pour boiling water into the bag and eat out of this thing. Although I don't know if you'd want to eat out of this gigantic one. Maybe if you're having a big feast for 20 people or something. But they do make some smaller sizes, which I'll talk about later. Actually, let's talk about the sizes now. This one is a 12 by 20, but they also make a 7 by 7, a 9 by 10, and then a larger 28 by 20. Now the sizes, I believe, are all around an ounce. This one is 0.8 ounces. The one below that, the 9 by 10, is 0.75 ounces. So I don't know what the weights are for the 7 by 7 or the 28 by 20, but I imagine anywhere from, 0.7 to about 1.1 ounces is my guess. And by the way, for all of these sizes, you actually get 2 OPSAK bags. And you don't need to worry about these things freezing in the winter. The operating temperature ranges from minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit on up to 170 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, all of that sounds great, but is the bag actually odor-proof? Because if it's not, then what's the point? Well, you are in luck because I have with me a state-of-the-art odor detecting device. My dog, Lunchbox. Now, Lunchbox here may not be a bloodhound, but her nose is definitely better than mine, right? Right. So we are going to put Lunchbox to the test with the OPSAK. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of her favorite dog treats and I'm going to put that in the OPSAK first to see if she can smell it, and then we will do a test in a regular, ordinary Ziploc bag and see if she can smell that. Lunchbox, are you ready to put your nose to work? She's ready. Okay, so I have the treats in the OPSAK, and let's find out what the dog does. Maybe. Maybe. I don't think she saw them. Or, smelled them. Okay, now I'm just using a regular, ordinary Ziploc bag, and let's see what she does with that. Well, I would say that's pretty definitive. Great job, Lunchbox. Do you have anything to say for the camera?
Oh, I don't know. I just, wanted to be on the camera, and I really like being in shows, so I especially like it when I get to have treats.
Well, that obviously wasn't the most scientific of tests, but it at least shows that maybe, just maybe, the OPSAK is indeed odor-proof. And you do have to kind of take OPSAK at their word for this. They state on their website that the bags are indeed bear-proof, which I do take issue with because there is no such thing as truly bear-proof, but at least they put it in quotations. So because you can never truly know if this thing really is entirely odor-proof, I definitely do not recommend that you keep this thing in your pack close to your tent. Don't do that. What I tend to do is I still bring along a bear bag with me that I can hang. This is the Zpacks Bear Bag kit. And I will just take my OPSAK and stick it in the, get in there, and stick it in the bear bag so I can hang this up in a tree. So please still take some other kind of precaution, either hanging your bear bag up in a tree or using a bear canister or an OPSAK or something else like that. Don't just leave the OPSAK around your camp and hope that the odor-proofing capabilities will keep any bears or other animals away. And even if the thing is completely odor-proof, it's always still possible to have a hole in it or to not have the seal completely sealed tight, or even just getting a little bit of food on the outside of it, which again completely negates the odor-proofing capabilities. So please, if you remember just one thing from this review, please let it be that you need to keep your OPSAK in an other bear-safe type of location. So because I recommend that you use the OPSAK in conjunction with another bear-safe method, do you really need it? Well, no, I wouldn't say that you absolutely need to have an OPSAK, but it really is just a little bit of added insurance to minimize the chances again that you will have a bear encounter at camp or on the trail. And quite honestly, using an OPSAK just makes me feel better. So if I can spend $10 just to make me feel a little more safe from bears, I think that's well worth it. Well, that about does it. I really don't have any likes and dislikes for the OPSAK because ultimately, it's just a plastic bag. But thank you so much for watching. Stick around a little longer for a couple of bloopers. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And of course, have fun out there. Product that I use, that you can use, that I can use and you can, not your food, with their food, not yours. Why would they be bear safe with your food? Lunchbox, stop! Kind of straightforward to make a, I don't know, on up to 170 sit, down, oh, or roll over. That's pretty close.